I quit my $15 an hour job and made $100,000 last month with my AI ads agency with no degree, no team, no capital, and no experience when I started. And if you're working a normal job right now that you hate, this is exactly what I do to get out of it as fast as humanly possible using AI. Okay. Now here's me over 2 years ago working a factory where I was making $15 an hour. Okay. I decided to launch my first ever clothing brand. No idea what I was doing, but decided to launch a Facebook and Instagram ad campaign where I then made $10,000 my first ever month in my first ever campaign. And I realized very quickly and early on that the skill that I had was worth thousands and thousands of dollars every single month to businesses. So I decided to build an agency, to which then today, here we are 2 years later, building an agency that does over $100,000 a month in profit specifically for me. I've bought 2 supercars in the past year, totaling upwards of $700,000. Okay. And I'm not saying that to flex or anything, but I'm just showing you guys the potential that you guys actually can make in this business model. Now, before we build, you need to understand what an AI agency actually is. And it's a lot simpler than you think. And that's exactly the entire point. Okay. You at the surface level are going to be running meta ads for service-based businesses. They're going to be paying for the ad spend. So you are not paying anything out of pocket whatsoever. And we're basically doing a performance deal and or a retainer. Okay. So the performance deal could work something like this, right? Let's say you generate the business $20,000 in new revenue. That means if you take 10%, you're getting $2,000 off one person. And pretty much if you get them under contract, you're guaranteed that every single month so long as you perform. Okay. Now let's say you don't even want to do a performance-based pay. You could just do a outright retainer. Let's say $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month under contract, guaranteed. So think about that, right? Let's say you sign somebody at $3,000 a month under contract for 6 months. You have guaranteed, $2,000 to $3,000 every single month. And that's guaranteed income as long as you just do your part, which is going to be very easy to do, especially with AI, which I'm about to cover right now. Okay. Now you're not going to be paying anything like I mentioned earlier. Okay. The business is going to be paying Facebook directly. You deliver the results and then they pay you anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month because you're literally printing the business money and getting leads that they never had before. Okay. Now here's why service-based businesses and not e-com or coaching. Okay. Now think about it like this. Okay. Average HVAC customer could be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, one painting job, $2,000 to $4,000, right? Very high ticket, okay? Your retainer literally pays for itself with one job. And even if it's something like car detailing or window cleaning, something like that, you could easily get to $5,000 in revenue within probably your 7-day free trial, to be honest with you. So when a business sees that, when you offer them a 7-day free trial, or you're just trying to close them in general, and they see that they already recouped the money on what they would pay you, it's pretty easy to sign them, right? Now, the thing is most of these businesses have this right here. Zero ad strategy, or maybe even zero marketing strategies at all whatsoever, okay? They're relying on things like word of mouth, referrals, right? They literally need what we are selling to them. They just don't know it exists, okay? Instead of spending hours every single day launching new ads, wasting thousands of dollars on ads that they don't even know what they're doing, or maybe making bad creatives or using AI and stuff like that that's just not super high converting, they are missing out on you as the service and generating them thousands of dollars every single month by bringing in consistent leads and new revenue to their business. Okay. Now look at it like this. Okay. This is a very open market right now. Okay. There is not that many agencies out there providing what we're going to be offering in this video. Okay. Everybody is fighting over e-com and clothing brands. Okay. Now, service-based businesses, you are going to own the entire pond. Okay. There's a very small amount of agencies out there that actually deliver real results and that are not even implementing AI like we're currently doing right now. Okay. Because everyone's focused on working with e-com and clothing brands. It was this big mess. It was a thing, 2 years ago that everybody wanted to get into so badly. But just being outright honest with you right now, it's going to be harder than ever to sign either an e-com or clothing brand solely due to the fact that you need a lot of results. And the beauty about service-based businesses is you can actually get away and provide a lot of free value with them solely using AI. Okay. Now it's high ticket clients, zero competition, untapped demand, and it's literally the perfect business model. Not like your average e-com, drop shipping, FBA, all these other business models that demand thousands of dollars upfront with pretty much no guaranteed result. Whereas this is literally little to no startup capital whatsoever needed. And the AI literally does pretty much all the work for you. So you can really kick back, make consistent revenue every single month, and build a clientele as well as deliver real results where you can then keep on growing and make social media content on it. Okay. Now let's kind of go over the engine here that we have. Okay. The first thing is actually picking the right target. Okay. You go one niche. Okay. Go deep. You own it. The riches are in the niches, gentlemen, okay? Now, this is what I mean by that, all right? If you are jumping from niche to niche to niche to niche, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to be targeting so many different people and you're not going to know exactly where your head's at on what to deliver as far as results go, okay? Now, the bullseye niches are very simple. Anything that's high ticket is where the money is going to be made, okay? HVAC, med spas, painting, anything that's super high ticket, okay? Construction, stuff like that. Now, HVAC, like we mentioned earlier, is anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per job, probably even more for the most part, right? And they're desperate for leads year round because obviously there's different seasons where maybe the business brings in a lot of leads when it's during the summertime. Things like in Arizona, for example, I have an HVAC company that I work with. They're very high in demand in summertime, but in the wintertime, nobody really needs a new HVAC system because for the most part, it's not even really on, right? Whereas med spas as well, once again, it's $500 per visit, right? If people are doing, Botox, any sort of like pertaining to, looks and appearance, which also has an emotional factor behind it, right? Whereas if, somebody doesn't feel right about how their face looks, or they want to get microneedling, or they want to get whatever the case may be, it's all cosmetic sort of thing where people are literally looking at themselves and being insecure. So they're willing to go pay such a high ticket and they're going to be repeat buyers, right? Most of the time, the med spas have multiple different sessions. It's not usually a one-off niche, right? And it's primarily female niche, right? Which is also untapped. Of course, there is a little bit of men that go to med spas and get different procedures done and stuff like that, depending on what kind of med spa it is, but it's primarily female niche, right? Which is great because there's a lot of money in the female niche, which is ultimately untapped. A lot of people are worried about these men dominated niches, right? Whereas the female niche is not getting tapped into at all whatsoever. Okay. So that's why I ranked it up here as one of the bullseye niches right here, kind of in that green area. Now, painting, once again, $2,000 to $4,000 a job, literally before and afters, and absolute perfect ads, and very easy to make. Okay. Picture you painting a house, right? The house is white originally and you want to make it brown, right? For example, it's a clear before and after, and you could see the results pretty much instantaneously in your creative before and afters, very easy to script out. And once again, high ticket as per usual, right? Landscaping, once again, very good, $1,000 to $5,000 per job. And depending if it's on hardscaping as well, where you're doing pools and all this other good stuff, it could be even higher, okay? Seasonal urgency builds repeat customers, okay? Barbershops, right? Recurring revenue, everybody needs a haircut. Things that are typical where people go month to month on, like getting a haircut, some people get their nails done in the female niche. The list goes on and on. Those sort of kind of reoccurring things that people usually get monthly are where a lot of money is made. That's why I put up barbershops right here, okay? Auto detailing, which is a little bit lower and a little bit more tapped into, is starting to get more than ever as I've been making more videos on this, is relatively decent margins for them. It's a visual product and easy responses, and honestly, probably one of the highest convertings out there, and one of the most common service-based business models out there as far as actually attracting and bringing in new leads. I mean, I built my own detailing company within 30 days and attributed 90 leads off of $50 a day ad spend and generated over $15,000 in new revenue just for myself. So not only going for other businesses, but it's pretty clear that there's some pretty good money in it, just depending on how you go about it, right? Now, how to spot the perfect prospect in literally 30 seconds, okay? You open up their Instagram and check if they have all 5 of these. That is going to be your target, okay? Are they posting consistently, at least 3 times per week, and they care about their growth, okay? If there's somebody that is a business where they're only posting maybe 1 time every other couple of weeks, or maybe 1 time every month or less, then you need to sit there and realize that they do not care about their growth, okay? Because if they were seriously interested in making more money, they're going to be doing more to make more money, right? If they have 500 plus followers, okay, established enough to handle a new business, maybe they have the right equipment, maybe they have the right vehicles, whatever the case may be, right licensing, depending on what niche it is, it's very clear that they might need to have a decent amount of following and have at least a little bit of clients coming in through their doors right now so they can upkeep with whatever they need to be doing, right? A clear service, and they have a relatively decent ticket. It could be high, medium, or low, just kind of depends on what you want to do. But obviously, the higher it is, the more you're going to be able to justify something along the lines of a $3,000 to $5,000 a month retainer, right? Now, of course, the most golden rule here is the 0 paid ads running. And if they do have paid ads running, are they good? And that's the main thing, is you can have AI analyze that. You can have Claude analyze their entire ads library and rate 1 through 100 on what it honestly recommends, as well as if you have a good eye for it, you can honestly tell whether it is a good creative or not, whether it's made with some AI slop that just isn't high converting, the video is low quality, not scripted out, doesn't have a clear offer. You can pretty much instantaneously tell whether that is a good ad or not, and ultimately pitch them a DM, which we're going to be talking about as well here in the next couple seconds, right? Now, the engine looks like this right here, okay? Now, the typical way that most people used to do it and even myself used to do, I was guilty of this because I didn't know that there was going to be an alternative in the future, was running a business where you're hiring people that cost thousands of dollars every single month, right? A VA, maybe 400, caller, 500, media buyer, easily $1,500 a month, CSM, editor, all these different things stack up very, very quickly and take a lot of that profit you're going to be making out with your agency. And if you're paying people on percentages and stuff like that, it gets even higher. But now 4 AI tools literally cost you $200 a month, right? Think about how crazy that shift is to go from paying thousands of dollars every single month, which was insane for me, right? To literally paying hundreds of dollars a month, $200 a month, and replacing all of these right here, which causes less mistakes, faster work, more dependability. The list goes on, right? And the 4 AI tools that are going to be replacing humans are very simple and probably stuff that you already have or are familiar with or heard of before. And that's Claude, Zapier, Go High Level, and CapCut. That's simple. Claude could do deep research, ad copies, client reports, PDFs, help with outreach, scripts, the list goes on, right? Zapier could do instant lead notifications, different automations, follow-ups, the list goes on. Go High Level, CRM, automation, once again, follow-ups again, but even better and easier to track all of your clientele. And CapCut, most importantly, to actually edit the creatives, which is very easy. And if you guys would like to see me edit a video live for one of my clients, comment down below in the comment section, CapCut, and I'll literally make a YouTube video on how I edit my client creatives and even break down the entire campaign while I'm at it, okay? Now, moving on to the next thing is the actual zero risk offer right here. This is the most important thing that people are sleeping on, okay? I've talked about this for a long time now. And quite honestly, I was one of the first people to ever talk about the zero risk 7-day free trial, my apologies, where you're going to be running their ads for 7 days and they just pay the ad spend, right? That is a no-brainer offer for any business out there, period, okay? Because this is what it looks like. Now, they have objections like this. I need testimonials. It's too expensive. I've tried ads before. I need to think about it. How do I know you're legit? Whereas if you offer that 7-day, you get $9,000 in new client revenue, right? Or maybe even less, it doesn't matter. But then 7 days, you can easily get a decent amount of job books, right? The dashboard doesn't lie. 19 generated leads or less, or whatever the case may be. You have proof, okay? That is what matters. You have proof. The proof is in the pudding. It's accumulating. They see it within the 7-day free trial, and that makes them more convinced to actually pay you whatever you feel like you're worth, which is the beauty about this business model. If you say, hey, you see a business making a relatively decent amount of money, you could say, I want $2,000. I could want $5,000. I want $10,000 a month. Depending on how high they obviously are in their revenue and how much you're actually providing in value, you could easily justify a client retainer just like that, okay? Now their risk is maybe $100 in ad spend, $140 in ad spend over 7 days. Your cost is $0. You do not pay a single penny. If a business tells you, hey, I want you to pay for my ads, you're not required to do that. And to be honest with you, I've never even done that, nor do I recommend it. So $140 in ad spend, okay? That is either $20 a day, or you can even do it $50 a day for 7 days, which would be a little bit pricier, but I recommend low end, no less than $20 a day, okay? Approved closes the deal. You just present it. No testimonial is needed. The trial is the actual testimonial, and that proof in the pudding right there, okay? Now, the snowball effect looks like this right here, okay? Every client makes the next one easier, right? The first client is the hardest one. Everybody knows that, okay? Signing your first client is going to be very stressful. Now with AI, though, it's a lot easier, okay? But once you have that first one, all you got to do is deliver some results, make some money off them, and kind of snowball into the next couple, okay? And now that you're building proof and actual trustworthiness, you can start posting on content. You can start making YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram, highlights on Instagram, right? The list goes on here, right? And that's going to lead you into getting 3 clients where you're making $10,000 a month. You can quit your job, referrals start hitting, right? Referrals from clients start kicking in. You get inbound leads. Exactly what I've kind of done now is I have a lot of inbound leads. I don't do any sort of outreach. You have 5 to 8 clients where you're making, 25, 40K a month, maybe even less. Of course, these are very high numbers, but it's definitely doable, okay? Now, system on autopilot and AI handles delivery, okay? Reputation is in the niche. More clients are asking more. Now, I have more than 15 clients. Now, like I said, this could be ranging higher, lower. It just kind of depends on where you're at. And don't be shooting for insane numbers like this automatically. It's going to take some time. So don't freak out if you're like 5 to 8 clients, you're not at $25,000 to $40,000 a month, right? Because that's very high end, but it's doable, okay? There's a potential in it. Now, $100,000 a month, I'm here. I just turned 21. I forgot to edit this, but I'm 21. And And obviously I'm managing a little bit over 25 clients right now that bring me to that $100,000 mark, right? Now the snowball never stops rolling. Every client is new proof. The proof is content is in the next client, okay? Content is the next client. Same system, same ladder. It just keeps on compounding over and over and over again, guys. That is the beauty of this business model right here. It's literally a 3-step formula right here. You pick the niche, you build the engine, you make a zero risk offer for them, you generate results, you post on social media, you bring inbound leads, you sign them, you make more content, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. And what that comes is a lot of money, all simplified by 4 tools that can be replaced with thousands of dollars of actual real employees, guys. So this is the exact system I've been using right here to run my $100,000 a month agency that literally got me out from working my 9-to-5 job, as you can see right here with my little construction vest on. Man, I hated it so much, and I'm so glad that I transitioned into building a successful agency. Okay, guys. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new today. If you guys do have any sort of questions whatsoever, as per usual, I tell you guys to always drop them down below in the comment section. I'll make sure to answer every single question down below in full detail. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, getting my phone number, getting community calls, one-on-one calls, a full video modules, all that sort of good stuff, you can click the first link down below in the description, which is AI Ads Operator, where you can apply to work with me one-on-one, as well as get some free training and some free information on a little bit more elaborate on what I do, okay? Second link down below is where you can apply to work with my agency if you are a service-based business owner or even an e-com owner as well. You can apply to work with me and my agency down below. Lastly, my social medias will be all down below that. Unfortunately, I still currently am banned on Instagram right now. It will be back very shortly, and probably by the time you're watching this video, it will be back up. So make sure to check out my Instagram where you can see all my student results, client wins, other sort of successful stories and stuff like that. Aside from that, guys, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.